Zachary has been working on a report, and he is now ready to give that report to us and tell us what he has learned. So Zachary, can you tell us what you've been studying?
We're learning when did plants first appear on land.
And this is his illustration that he's been working on very diligently to do it beautifully and to illustrate. Wait, let me zoom in first. Thank you. Lots of detail. Lots of detail. Good job. All right, go ahead and you can begin.
So, the ancestors of today's plants were probably green algae. They started in water, but then they started to appear on land. They developed a waxy layer to prevent water loss, and they used their stomata, or their pores, to take carbon dioxide from the air. And this is an algae. It's different species.
I'm going to show them. Go ahead and walk around and let them quickly take a quick look.
And where their stems touch the mud, cells grow out to anchor the plant to the ground, and it can absorb absorb nourishment from the ground.
Okay, so Zachary, let's ask our friends, what does it mean to anchor it to the ground? Does anyone know what it means to anchor it to the ground? Elijah.
To make it stay on the ground, to make it stay in one place.
Yeah, so it doesn't just blow away. What else does it do to anchor it to the ground? Skylar?
Helps it stand up straight.
Yeah, so it doesn't just fall over. Okay, what was the other thing that you said that it does from being in the ground?
It absorbs nourishment.
So plants don't have what? Plants don't have what?
Teeth.
Oh, they don't. So how do they get their nutrients then if they aren't eating it? Zachary, did you learn how?
I'm sorry, what?
How do they get the nutrients if they don't have teeth?
They use the photosynthesis.
Okay, photosynthesis. And what about those nutrients in the soil? How do they get the nutrients out of the soil?
They absorb it with their roots. Well, these plants didn't have roots quite yet.
Okay.
But little tissues called this xylem evolved to move nutrients throughout the plant.
Wow, say that word again for us.
Xylem.
Ooh, let's say it. Xylem. Can you tell them what it starts with, that word xylem?
An X.
It starts with an X. That would be a think to spell word, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with a X, but it says xylem. Okay, keep going.
And then they started to develop roots. And there's a process. First, they started to develop roots. Then, there's a time period called the Silurian period. There's Silurian rocks. They hold fossils of vascular plants, or tracheophytes. So, tracheophytes, they're plants that don't have any true roots or leaves. And those are the first land plants. And these plants right here.
No leaves or roots.
No true roots.
true roots. They had something that was maybe a little bit like a root, but not a true root. Okay.
So then, and during plants, so after in the Silurian and Devonian period, avastia plants grew into more than a dozen species. Zosterophyllum, which was from right here, it died out. So then spiral-shaped club mosses appeared. And then in the Devonian, the plants, they had a way of, they were spore producers. So that's how they reproduced. They had spores. And the gametophytes, they have both male organs and female organs. The sperm from the male organs fertilized the female organs. Oh yes, there's a picture right here.
Okay, keep talking.
Oh yes, and by the Carboniferous period, lots of
Is that the last part of your drawing of the
yes.
Carboniferous period? Oh, yeah.
This part. Yeah, the Carboniferous period had like they had a different way of reproducing by the Carboniferous period.
How did they?
Oh yes. So they started having seeds. The young plant was protected in a seed, and so they reproduced by having seeds. And and there's still those plants today. And I'm not sure if there's still any spore producers today. There probably are very few.
That would be something to research. Hmm.
And then in the moist Carboniferous period, Lepidodendron, that's a plant, and this tall plant right here, and those appeared, and also from Lepidodendron to Medulosa. Over here. And those were giants, and those are ancestors of ferns, club mosses, and there's another one.
You can tell us later. It's hard to remember.
But other seed-bearing plants.
Right.
And then by the Permian period, swamps, they started to dry out. So Lepidodendron and other plants disappeared. But then this plant, Glossopteris, took their place. And conifers. And conifers are still flourish today, which means they still grow today. And then time went on, and the Carboniferous period left a lot of fossils, and Annularia and Lepidodendron. Right here is a stem, right here, the fossil of the stem. And this is Lepidodendron bark. And so then people discovered fossils, and they knew these trees it could only thrive in a moist climate, so they knew, and the people knew that they were in the Carboniferous period. No, that's how they found out the Carboniferous period was so moist. And that, and so plants, they first developed in the Devonian period and went on, and plants are still alive today.
Thank you, Zachary. Oh my goodness, I've learned so much today. Let's acknowledge Zachary for the excellent report that he gave and for the beautiful drawing, and we'll put that on our wall. Thank you, Zachary.